That's half a share, Fog. Thank you for the 30 months. It's a long time. Hope I'm having a great day. I've had some great whole news today, Meat Man. Very happy. So, yeah, it's a pretty good day. Same hoodie as tomorrow. Different shirt. I think that they've been very thorough, Rune Knight. You know, I was thinking of doing the Apexes. I think I'll do Toby. Might be weird today, guys. What is this? What is this? What's in my hand? Okay. Same hoodie as tomorrow? Wait, did I say tomorrow? I meant yesterday. Jesus Christ. They're on to me. Am I gonna ban you like pancakes? Why would I? Were you even around when Pancakes was around? It was like a year ago. I guess you were. You joined around when Fatalis came, right? Victoria Lou, thank you. Thank you for the 21 months. We got some yesterday. We worked real hard, but we did get them. You know Pancake still? Do you DM him? Do you message each other? Too edgy for this world.
No.
Oh, he's that way? Is another way out this way? So I still have men here. I might end up being a little busy, but I don't think it's gonna be bad. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. This one doesn't look large or small, but you just like never know. They're not in my home right now. They're outside my home. No way. You think this is a large one? I think this one's a small one. Which in reality means it's neither, I guess. Well, I wish everybody a very happy weed day. Well, it's definitely not a gold crown small. That's probably just normal. Oh, Jesus. All right, hold on. They just rang the doorbell. All right, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. They were just filling up my hole with their seed. And I didn't know that they were going to do that. I didn't know they were going to do that. Oh, no, he's banned. I can't. It's really no joke with pancakes. It's the brand safety score. Yeah, he can't. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry. I don't really care. But, yeah, no. Sorry. Those rules haven't changed. I got advertising revenue now. But I'm glad to see he's still such a big fan of the stream. That's nice. That's sweet. This KO. No, I just KO'd him. Never. Just never SAED. I mean, you got 100 bans. I mean, I'm probably, literally the kindest streamer on this platform. No other streamer would give somebody 100 chances. You ever think about that? No. A community challenge to unban the guy? There used to be a certain amount of subs you could gift that would get him unbanned, but that may or may not be TOS. He said he's groveling? He had his chance to grovel, and he didn't. He actually got 2 chances to grovel, and he failed both. So, don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. How bad was this, man? How many times have you been banned on channels on Twitch? How many bans have you got? Clickbait unban report stream. The issue is like most of the people that get banned on my channel are like racists, and like there's, as funny as it could be, like, oh wow, like unban review stream lol, like I don't know that I want to be giving like racists a little platform. You know what I mean? That's not good. And I'm not saying that Pancakes was one of those, but he shares company with them. So you want mainline Monster Hunter to become more or less MMO-like? How is it MMO-like? MMOs are like clicking buttons and then watching your character do things. I guess technically this game is kind of like clicking buttons and your character does things, but like you're not actually like clicking, you're like pushing buttons on a controller. I mean, I've played Monster Hunter as an MMO before, and it sucks. It's not good. I mean, there are aspects of it that are okay. I mean, in some situations, you end up getting more content more regularly. You're getting, like, regular events and stuff like that, login bonuses, things like that. And those things are good. But the issue is like, when you put, like, a paid subscription model behind something, you create an incentive to make it so people have to keep playing the game. And, like, there's a difference between, like, playing the game because you want to play the game and get stuff, and there's a difference between, like, playing the game because you feel obligated to play the game because there's stuff that you'll miss out if you don't spend, like, X amount of time in the game. And that was my main issue with Monster Hunter as an MMO, is, like, things drop things at a more rare rate, or things needed a lot more items. Just long, arbitrary grinds that are there just to keep you subscribed. I mean, once you're through Iceborne, like, you've cleared Fatalis, so you've cleared all the quests, I feel like you've gotten all your gear, like, you don't have to play the game anymore. You've gotten plenty out of it. I mean, you've probably already gotten several hundred hours. I don't want them to necessarily ruin the experience of playing Monster Hunter to satisfy, the few percentage of people that feel like Monster Hunter needs to be their forever game. I mean, just make a new character, I mean, if you've got a male character, make a female character. If you've got a female character, make a male character. If you haven't filled out your guild card, do that. That's a thing you can do. Or you're playing, I mean, I know it's hard to play another game. I'll be the first one to admit it's like, damn, like this game's good and other games don't feel as good. Speedrun 2? Yeah, fair. I mean, you know, speedrun's okay, but I mean, that's like an extreme example, right? Not necessarily everybody's gonna feel compelled to start speedrunning. But I mean, yeah, I mean, when I was a child, I tried speedrunning things before speedrunning was a thing. I was trying to do Punch-Out. I had like a little notebook. I was like writing down my Punch-Out times. That was fun. Hunter Rank 999 Rise using only lands. Kuropeko? Yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, they do that. That's like their thing. The only thing with like doing it on Rise, I think it ended up just being like a lot of Apex Diablos. Mike Tyson version? Very possible. I mean, I think a Safi or a Cole thing is good for streamers. It's nice to be able to organize a lobby and do stuff like that. Everything in Rise short of Crown Hunting, you played it for a little under 200 hours across a month. I mean, you compare that to basically any other RPG, and you're getting a lot of time. Stop, you know. I was so close to sneezing right into your ear, guys. I'm so sorry. I mean, the amazing thing is, like, it's not even just, like, you spent 200 hours playing the game. Like, presumably you had 200 hours and you really enjoyed the time. Are they finished yet? They're finishing up now. They're just filling up my hole with their seed. You want to be banned while having this energy? You know, it's been a while since I played Monster Train. Just somebody's completely incapable of handling your tremendous smug power. Hopefully, no, I'm going to try and keep the seed moist. So it'll grow. The funny thing is, like, in the quote they gave, they said they weren't going to do any reseeding, but it looks like they are, so... I got lucky. What are you aiming for? That hit? I'm happy about it, Cap and Dan. Makes me sad that I need to do the repair, but you know what? It's done. I might be catching a break on my hole in my roof, so you win some, you win some. You got 1,000 hours in the free trial. That's amazing. What are you really limited from in the free trial, by the way? You can't participate in the market board, right? You probably don't get a retainer. You might be limited in joining a guild. No, I think you go up to level 60 because it goes up through Heavensward. And that's a lot of content. Like, if you wanted to max out like all of those little, what are those, tribes? I think we're going to be okay, John. Mana is fortunately helping to cover the majority of it. I mean, could there... Alright, so if you wanted to really min-max your money, would it make sense to play the trial for a couple months while you try to max out your beast tribes? Does it matter that much? I guess it does if you're a crafter, right? Don't you get crafting stuff? 300 days of playtime. So is that like over, was it almost 7,000 hours? Over 7,000 hours. Yeah, I think 14's a good game. I don't know how I feel about streaming the game. I know there's a number of Monster Hunter streamers that have gone over to the Final Fantasy side. I mean, in terms as much as just streaming is just chatting anyways. Can I mine properly though? I was mining properly when I was getting sack beaten on it. No PvP. I mean, some of those limitations are good things. I would argue most of those are good things. They're not even necessarily limiting you, but they're limiting people from turning the trials into money farms. I won't even play Lost Ark. I know, I'm so bad. If I didn't have such a weird negative initial experience of Lost Ark on its launch, maybe I would have played that more, but there were things about it that seemed really bad. We got in on the pre-release. And we got into a really dead server, and it just was incredibly clear how thin that game is on content unless you have real player generated content. Super Sorrow, hello. Whereas Final Fantasy stuff is so well done, they're setting it up now so you can go through old content with bots and you'll have fun. How's my roof? I got some people out today to look at it. I have a hole in my front yard. Actually, it's been filled. They're putting seed on it right now. Everything's gonna be okay. In general, almost everything works out. Is that not it? It's gonna be a busy week. It's not even close to being over. I have another roof man coming out tomorrow. I thought to actually call the insurance company. And it seems like they're actually going to cover it. So that's good. Having the roof. So I have a little whole home fan in my second floor. It's a huge fan that sucks the entire house. And then from my attic into the roof, there's another smaller fan that's used to exhaust everything that gets sucked up there. And that hole lost its cap. And so whenever it rained, water was getting into the second floor. Yeah, I mean, I leveled all of the crafting classes anyways, walking on the sun. I didn't really enjoy leveling gathering as much. I don't think it's as interesting as crafting. Caused the hole? The hole was always there. I think a windstorm that we had a little while ago knocked off the cap, and we just didn't even notice. No, I got a tarp put on it, so it's fine for now. But it still needs to be permanently fixed. It's just weird how these things happen, they all happen at once. Strange. I mean, at the very least, leveling them's not that bad. I don't know. Presumably it is TOS, but I used to make macros and then have an auto clicker for my crafters. I know that's frowned on, but what are you going to do? Arrest me? Arrest me. MMO police, come over here and take me to prison. Ban me. I deserve it. I used to do it in public places. I was so flagrant about it. I was like, I want to be punished. Look at all these people. People shaming me. I deserve to be shamed. I'm sick. Absolutely. What skit is that from? That kind of fetish. The lock me up and take me to prison fetish. Was it Office? Oh, it was Office Space. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, after they tried to pull off their scam. Play Final Fantasy 14 with you off Twitch. Normally when I'm done streaming, I eat dinner, and then I exercise, and then I watch stuff with Jen. And then I'm tired and I fall asleep. I wish I had more energy after the stream to play video games. I would play Final Fantasy 14 with you. If I just had like an extra like 10 hours in the day, I would. Turn Up, I love you too. Turn Up, did you wake up? Or you hopefully you're not still awake. I mean, not every day is 10 days of streaming video games, but I feel like 8 to 9 hours video games. That's a good amount of video games. I have a setup downstairs where I can play video games when I'm on the treadmill. And that's kind of nice. But I don't like to play anything that has like really fast twitch reflexes because like I'm like walking or I'm running. You know what I mean? How am I? I'm okay. I wish I was able to start streaming earlier. It's going to be a relatively short stream today, I guess. But we fit? No, I just get on a treadmill, bro. I have a treadmill set up in front of a TV with a Amazon Fire and a Steam Link. I had an Xbox down there, but I moved it. You never did try and play Mario Party with chat. Well, I don't own it. I never bought it. Said I should get you because I called him racist? He did get banned because he said something in chat once that was construed as racist. But I didn't call him a racist. I just said he hangs out with racists. That's all. In my ban list, it's racist and it's pancakes. I could pull up the ban history if you want to see. If it's still there. He was trying to make a comment where he was making fun of goth kids and he said something that was really bad. He knows what he did. But I'm glad he's still watching the stream. Thanks for watching. I don't know if the ads play to you or not. I hope they do. Maybe you'll block him. I mean, you're welcome to do whatever you want. I will not judge you for your relationship either way. He had his chance to grovel, and he didn't. So, I don't know what you want from me. You know, sometimes you have this memory of a thing that seems like a lot better. And then you get the thing again, you're like, oh, that wasn't. That's not as good. Like, in my mind, like, Taco Bell is like that. Like, I had, like, one good burrito once in my life. And now every time I go back to Taco Bell and I eat, like, a taco or a burrito, it just tastes like disappointment. And not necessarily full-blown diarrhea, but kind of, like, you know, it rides the line. That's pancakes. He rides the line between full-blown diarrhea and just, like, an upset stomach. But it's never as good as you remember it. Bringing back the Mexican pizza, that's good. I think, didn't they have like a supply shortage or something like that for a while? They had to cut some stuff from the menu. They get rid of the potatoes? I think they got rid of the potatoes. It's a butthole play session. They're putting seed in my hole now. That's a surprise. They didn't say they were going to do that, but I can't say I'm disappointed. You know, there was that article. It was like 10 years ago. It was supposed to be like this big expose where they're like, oh, you won't believe how much of the Taco Bell meat is actually vegetarian. I'm like, hey, that's a good thing. That might be more healthy. Certainly anybody who eats at Taco Bell doesn't expect for it to be better than that. They're getting exactly what they signed up for. Like, I don't care. Birdie, hello. He's the guy who's tweaking out down there. An old school Monster Hunter player, what do you think about the future of the series from other player perspectives? The series is going the wrong way? In what way? We're getting near yearly releases simultaneous in English. And more people are playing it now than ever. What's the major criticism? I would say the biggest issue I have with Rise, outside of some minor gameplay complaints, is a very heavy emphasis on paid cosmetic DLC. I think that's a problem. I don't like that. You know, because like if you buy it, like you can enjoy it, and now you're like showing off. I think simultaneous release is coming, Mox. I feel like the next Monster Hunter will be simultaneous. Gameplay complaints? What's their perfect game? GU? Freedom Unite? I mean, those games still all exist. They're still okay to play, but it's very clear that the developers of the series want the series to keep moving forward. Weapon and monster balance. The monsters are better in Rise than they've ever been. Are there some issues with the weapons in Rise? Yeah, there's some pretty fair ones. You know, I like old heavy bowgun more. You know, Siege Fire was really cool. Being really limited in terms of movement and stuff like that. I think the range weapons have gotten worse. But, you know, from weapons, in terms of them being fun to play and being, like, interesting. What the hell? There's usually a lot more thought now, necessarily, than there were necessarily in the older games. The movesets are a lot wider. I have a small complaint about some Iceborne changes. And so, to some small degree, world changes. In that, in a lot of cases, you're left feeling like there's a move that you're really super reliant on. You don't always see nearly as much move variety, even though there's more moves now than ever. But it comes down to like how interesting is the monster to fight. And even in a game like this, where it's like oops, all counters, you still have to think when you're fighting something like an Apex and Ogre. I mean, in terms of Monster Hunter being too easy, like, go back and play Monster Hunter Freedom Unite with a light bowgun. I mean, that's an easy game. I mean, it's a very easy game. You know, that's no problem. Rage gun. Go to, you know, go all the way. God damn it, I did it again. Old school fans that are just the primary lip gathering preparation and stuff? Well, I guarantee you speedrunners are not complaining about gathering and preparation. They don't care. Well, it depends what you're looking for in the game, you know? I mean, I'm not going to claim to know how to design the game much better than Ryozo and his team of developers. Do I think there's some very big flaws in terms of whatever an end game would be in Monster Hunter Rise? I think there could have been some much better design decisions. I feel like they're pretty safe criticisms as well. You know, the act of going through like a little melding cat when we've had quests before when you just like get the talismans at the end. I mean, that just makes sense. You know, investigations were fine, and they could have been really improved on in this game, and instead they were just removed. Base world is crazy easy. Monsters barely move. They just flinch like non-stop. Some monsters in this game do have like a dedicated like stagger, like they fall over and like cry. But in terms of like a game with a gameplay loop, I think Monster Hunter is as good as it's ever been. A lot of people just want the game to be like they always want to keep playing For You. They always want to keep playing Portable Third. And those are really good games. Like, there's no question about it, right? But, you know, they want to put more into the game than that. I mean, they could have done a better job trying to balance, like, sticky or longsword, maybe. But ultimately it comes down to, like, are the weapons fun to play? Sure. Yeah, so Jokakun's saying it's got great hunts. And in terms of, like, the monsters are smart and fast and pose a threat, Rise is maybe the best game that's ever existed. I mean, these are some of the smartest, fastest, most aggressive monsters we've ever seen in the series. But, you know, no investigations. Rampages don't count. You don't count rampages. Talisman melding isn't fun. Element is just barely worth it, but you could live without it. So, like, you don't have, like, a huge pressing desire to make a lot of sets. I mean, that's just fair. It's just reality. Like, I'm the biggest elemental couplet that exists, and like, even I have to admit that. The village was almost maybe insultingly easy. It was really easy. And that's a little unfortunate. But the end of high rank, you know, the emergency quests are pretty hard. They were fast and aggressive. In Freedom Unite, I feel like For You has the fastest and most aggressive, even base monsters, not even counting the virus guys. But I feel like they got easier to a certain degree in GU. So it's an interesting question, but like, I don't know. I only have my own opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. You know, the speedrunners might be right. Or there'll be people that agree with them. Or the people that say the game's bad because, you know, it doesn't have enough of a gathering, crafting loop in the background. I mean, that's fine too. I don't agree Village being easy is bad. It's good for new players. As a tutorial, it's okay. Here's the issue, though. Here's the small issue I have with it. They just let you completely skip the low-rank hub, where you would presumably fight actual hard versions of the low-rank monsters. I don't know. Maybe it's a good... I mean, it's good for speedruns, I guess. But then you get introduced immediately to high rank, and now you're getting, like, your butt cheeks slapped. Looks a little big, I guess. I don't know. I live in this weird world where I do the speedruns that very few other people want to do. And I don't think at all about what it's like to TA a monster. But I don't even know what your frustrations could be in this game. I mean, you're super powerful. The monsters are actually interesting to hunt. How is it bad? In a way, it's a good thing, right? You want good, challenging hunts. You don't want to just have, like, a training pole that you shoot, do you? That was kind of a mistake. Get an orb. Man, those guys do not like giving me orbs. Kind of. If I read Flash Hunter, never heard of it. Yeah, I'm not going to make a hard argument that an easy village is a bad thing, but it is a thing. You know, you go through, you do the village, you skip low rank, and then people say there's not enough content. I mean, granted, there are issues. Did Monster started to have an endgame for you? I mean, in a way, it always has. I mean, it just depends on how badly you want to make maxed out weapons. And then especially elemental weapons. Games have almost always given you a way to guarantee getting a ticket that you could then trade for a rare item. But sometimes that was pretty hard too. For experienced players, low rank is hardly content. It's still content. You know, I mean, put it to you this way: in Monster Hunter World, in a speedrun, there's still theoretically chances that I could die to Pink T-Rex. In Rise, how many people died to anything else that was in that? I don't know. I don't think Rise had as many Pink T-Rex moments, even with as tough as Baldo could be and as required as he was. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from playing Monster Hunter other than not feeling like, you know, you need a extreme hook to play it. Just a weird place to put the credits. Like, to have the credits roll after Maldo is just strange. I mean, not even Almudron. Not that I'm saying Almudron should be the star of the show, but not Almudron, not Apex Bear, not Ibushi. Not even technically Narwhal. Hey, Jen? I don't know if she could hear me. Became heavy great bow instead of spammy slidey dual blades but ranged. I mean, I think it's really fun, but it's definitely a little bit too powerful. And speaking of that, I have rotated over to Longsword. Base monster and rolling credits after Rathalos? You know, I don't think there's ever been a time where beating Rathalos rolls the credits. I'm trying to think. He's a post-credit roll monster you could fight in Dose. Monster movie? Alright, you're right. Didn't they have like a stupid name for that Rathalos? Like Great Rathalos or something? And then they had the Gaul. Thunder Switch Axe versus Apex Emotion. Trying to think if the you're so mean? That's not bad. I can handle that. Think about the sentence Rise is the Monster Hunter movie of the Monster Hunter series? That's somebody who did not watch the Monster Hunter movie. And this is coming from somebody who was literally paid money to interview the Monster Hunter movie director. Rise is not that bad. Is a little bit of a disappointment in some ways. A little bit, but it's... Look, once Sunbreak comes out, Sunbreak is coming out in like, what, 2 months? Should you watch it, the movie? Some of the costume design is really nice. If you like costumes... Do you like costumes? The costumes are pretty good. Not Mia Jovovich's cosplay. It's more than cosplay. I mean, you're getting like professional Hollywood like tailors and stuff to make them. Tony Jaa's in it. He's pretty good in his scenes. People weren't disappointed about Rise, just the fact that it didn't come PC and release. I mean, that's because Nintendo offered Capcom like a fat sack of cash. Oh, yeah, no, the Netflix special is actually really good. I really liked it. You want Monster to be a game you play for 12 hours a day, it still takes months to finish? Yeah, I mean, you want a Monster Hunter MMO. I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, wanting that. But that's not what we're going to be getting. Not unless you want to do speedruns. Grinding for decos isn't fun. Doing hunts is fun. Having decos as a reward at the end is all it's supposed to be. I actually got the crown. We got the crown before 100 Legambis. We got the crown at... I just passed. 92. There's been things kind of like that, Vomgla, in the MMOs. Hunter's Road was a Frontier feature. And this weapon sucks, by the way. Don't use this. And you just kept hunting monsters as you went up and got higher and higher rewards. It was cool. There was a, I think it was a white Fatalis that if he hit you with a certain attack, you didn't die or cart or anything. You just, like, literally got deleted. Like, you just ceased to exist. It was pretty badass. Might as well do 100 to get it over with. I am not doing that. Zenogre for people under MR100 only doing those for decos. Just do everything. I mean, if you did every quest in the game and built up your guiding lands, you would get over MR100. I'm not saying, oh, the request. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. All right, hold on. Well, let me look at it first. I'm going to do the request. Hold on. Is that big? I'll do it after this one. Thank you. I'll do it after this one. Everybody yell at me after I finish the quest. His tail looks pretty large. Do you think Great Jaggers fixed deco farming? I don't think they ever had a very good solution for deco farming. Like using Spiral Thrust? I think it makes the weapon kind of boring. For as much as people say Lance is a boring weapon, Spiral Thrust makes it more boring. Better boy Toby or Odo? I love Toby. I love Odo too. The point of deco farming isn't just immediately getting everything that you want, that you're insinuating, precious stones. It's about giving people an activity that they find enjoyable, where they get a steady drip of things that they like having. Giving one quest that just gives a lot more decos is pretty much the worst thing you can do, because now people are going to feel like now they got to keep doing that. I think Odo be in Sunbreak? I don't know. We got what? Lunagaron? They may not feel the need to give us Odo unless he goes through like somewhat of a redesign. Thousands of hours? It doesn't take thousands of hours. I mean, unless your goal is to get like 3 to 5 copies of every deco in the game. Imagine Konga Lollop like that. I mean, they brought back a lot of things. I haven't seen too many second-gen returns. I guess Crab technically is second-gen. If you're able to play and enjoy the game because you love Monster Hunter, you know what, Precious Stones? You enjoyed those decos that you dropped into your game. There you go. As long as you don't complain about no endgame. Will they need to add Bleed with Sunbreak if they bring back Odo? They could have Bleed coming back with Siennatar. Siennatar had Bleed before Odo did. Just be cool. Seregios is ass. Sorry, I don't like that monster. But you know what? I bet they can make him fun in Sunbreak, so I reserve my judgment of it. Mummy? So if every monster in Sunbreak is inspired by a classic Western horror movie monster, what is the pineapple sharding monkey? Is that based off of something? Frankenstein? What inspired what classic monster is Siennatar modeled after? Seregios weapons having like a unique effect is really cool. And something in a way they kind of brought back with the Rampage, with inspired Astalins. Siennator's Nosferatu. What if he doesn't even have bleed though? Alright, sorry, I ducked the Apex and Ogre with a Thunder Switch X. That was shameful. Sun's getting there, guys. This would be a good game for Yamatsukami to come back in. Alright, let's see what I have. This actually wouldn't be bad. So ever a monster in a game with Siennatar where his gear wasn't meta. Not sure if meta is the right word, but it's always good. That, as far as I can remember. I remember using it in DOS. Obviously, it was used in Freedom Unite. I don't know if it was used much in 4U. That's already here. Siennatar equipment is good in 4U, I see. I mean, you know, they tried the microtransaction store DLC route, Mox. And I don't know, but I'm assuming it didn't work. And my assumption comes from the number of people that come in and say, how did you get that music? Right? How did you get that music? That's pretty telling when people are like, how do you even get that? How do you get that in the game? They don't know. Have you ever done, was it Shaw Dalmadur? That guy's like ass cheeks. He is not that fun to fight. Normal Dalmadur was alright, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh, does this not have stun resistance? No. No. Sounds like somebody did beat it. I did beat it in my challenge. I beat it exactly one time. And hopefully, unless we get a 4 UHD, I never end up fighting it again. Normal Dalmadur is better. This doesn't have... Okay. This is the issue. Here's my issue. I don't have... Shaw Dalmadur is just like hard. Like not hard as in like, oh, he's hard to fight. He's just like, his body is hard. I don't have full stun resistance. This sucks ass cheeks. This is terrible. All right, I'll have to play a little bit more carefully. We're gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. Do we have any stun resistance? We have 0 stun resistance. That's not good. I should have actually looked at my set first. 1 evade distance and full stun resistance would make it or break it. Because I'd be able to invincible gambit through some more of his attacks. A Frontier makeover. So monsters that are not in Frontier that would get added to Frontier with like Frontier movement. I have sunburn resistance. Parky, do you just show up around 5:30 p.m. now to see me get flashbanged? Am I playing outside? I am. I mean, they did a really good job with the exotics, right? That was amazing. Nergigante, I guess, would be cool if I had to pick one. You have an alarm? No, you don't. You do not set an alarm for like 5:30, like check in on me, get blinded. Side. He jumps back. Oh, hold on. It's starting to get me. It's starting to get me. Use a sundial. It's so bright. I agree, Turnip. They should just allow you to interchangeably use the male or female armor pieces. That attack is very difficult to avoid if you don't have evade. That's a little better. That did full damage. Can I get him? No! Reflection in my head went supernova? That was yesterday. If you didn't see it yesterday, you missed out. Cool shades thing. It got very bright yesterday. Check the pod. You'll know it. You'll see it slowly creep up. Nice flinch. Double nice flinch. It's just so hard to avoid that hit. I see the monkey. I just want to tell you guys, I know the monkey's there. I'm not going out of my way for him. I could. Let Hunter switch between the two body types in equipment box or something? That'd be nice, but they want to charge us money for that. Which is like, whatever. Am I stunned? How am I not dead? Dark Revelation, hello. That was insane. Really hard to get that. Hey Jen, check the slider downstairs. It might still be open. You think I left it open to like let the foxes in? Maybe. It is the ethical thing to do. Are you rotating monsters for crowns? No, somebody redeemed Thunder Switch Axe on Apex and Ogre. It was like Mr. Yum Yum? Sorry, I know I got your name a little wrong, Yum Yum. Something like that. I don't think it was Mr. Yum Yum. It was Yum Yum something. Yum Yum's Disaster. I technically already have all of the Apex and Ogre. I got all of this stuff already. Inspired by the request yesterday? What was that? Fire, Sword, and Shield against Teostra? Am I farming off stream? This time I farmed off stream was GU because I really wanted to finish that challenge. I don't think I'm going to be doing any... I don't think I'll be doing any crown farming off stream. That's too sussy. Doing mining off stream, I feel like is fine, like whatever, but farming crowns is too sus. Yeah, I got them all once. It was amazing. You should have seen it. Could have been a little bit better. Still not a terrible switch axe, even though it's got elemental file. It has bludgeoner, which is nice, because you get the mind's eye. Although I probably could have put more mind's eye on, now that I look at it. I certainly wasn't spending a lot of time off stream fighting Bloodbath Diabloses, that's for sure. Could have been much faster, but I got it done. Like I said, one evade distance would have made that quite a bit better. Okay, so we did Lance. So bright. It's a good way to get money in Rise. Funding problem? Mining. It always comes back to mining. My preference is in the Flooded Forest. Some people like the Volcano, but I think Flooded Forest is, I think, objectively more money. Win all crowns for all monsters in every game. You know, if the content ever gets that bad, Pork Whisperer, remember that low on content, that's not a good sign. Pray it never comes to that. For you, crowns so nice. I'm so close.
Here, Munchkin just resubscribed for 18 months.
Blind playthrough. They don't. I don't think they let you use the blind tag anymore. I always forget that I've got the wrong bug on this. Like literally every time. I said about Frontier. Well, they're going to be doing a thing. They're rebalancing Frontier, so it's fun. Do anyone do you have skills for better chance for crowns? Nope, Weakener did not improve your chance for crowns. It's possible to transfer a Wii U save to PC with 3U? Certainly it is. Well, Frontier, as it was in its live state, yes. And I stand by that. But the team that's working on it, I'll play that. Dwarven Man, hello. I murder pancakes? That was more of like a self-immolation. They did that to themselves. I didn't do anything. I maybe pulled the trigger, but you know what? They loaded it. About that. They had a chance. Was it bone cancer survivor? I mean, maybe. Allegedly. You can go into their DMs. I think they're looking for friends. That's what it looked like earlier. You got a blunt? I saw. I think I wanted it. I was on the fence about deleting that picture from Discord because I don't know if it violates rules. Don't post drugs. Even though it's mostly legal, I think in most areas, and it's certainly legal in my state. It's quasi-legal. You can't buy it or sell it or grow it, but you can own it. Dos had a skill specifically for large crowns. I think weed is completely legal in North Korea, as bizarre as that sounds. Like, they never bothered to make it illegal there. Which is really funny. Kryptonite isn't illegal. But you can get real high off that kryptonite. Was Hull posted? I think it's been filled in. That elemental insect glaive does feel really nice sometimes. Like, obviously the Nargacuga insect glaive always feels good. Sometimes it feels like the elemental insect glaive actually does it. Was that a gold crown? Please, please, please. Please. Yes! Oh, we just need a little man now. I'm so happy. I'm fixing this set before I forget. Giant pickup trucks are legal, but not weed. Yeah, it is a little weird, isn't it? I only think about it. You could have a gun, you could have a big truck, you could be married, you could be part of the army. You can get a drink. You could be given a prescription for what we know is very dangerous narcotics. Can't smoke weed. I'm not even a big fan of weed, but I still don't think it should be illegal. You forgot USA has guns? Oh, don't forget that, man. I mean, it's in our Constitution. So, like, well, I mean, you know, again, like, I'm happy it exists, a country that exists for people that want to have their guns. Earplugs should work here, right? Abolish the Constitution? Well, I don't know. You know, honestly, if any of the founding fathers were growing weed, it probably would be constitutional to own it. If they were, you know, getting high off of hemp. George Washington was getting down. He's the original sticky player. Could happen. Ooh! That was amazing! He's on the smaller side. I don't know if he's gonna be a crown. Matsuri music video moment when he runs right into it and flinches. I love Toby. He's a great fight. He's so refreshing to fight after Lagambi. Not that Lagambi's like that bad, but he spends a lot of time running around. Those weren't frame drops, that was actually the game stuttering. I don't know if that's a mod I have, or if it's my PlayStation controller causing the game to freak out a little bit. I've been trying a PlayStation controller recently to see if I like it. I gotta send my Thrustmaster out. It's a mod that gives me better drops. I don't even... What makes you think I need drops for anything in Rise? What makes you think I've got a mod that would give me better crown drops after yesterday? A Thrusty? I've owned a Thrusty for a long time. Thrustmaster support usually pretty good. Haven't tried it yet. Don't know. I don't even know if I'm still in warranty. I never ever technically bought it. They just sent it to me. But as a content creator, I'm assuming they'll take care of me. I don't know. I need to play around with it. It might be fine. It felt like the B button wasn't working. Which, I mean, I've like, you know, it's definitely gone through some hours, but that being said, it's like 2 years old. You can climb. Show mod folder. I will, actually. Glad I'm being honest about it. I mean, if there's a problem, I'm gonna say what it is. My only issues from like a brand new perspective is it is far wider than you're used to for most normal controllers. I wish the start and select button, or whatever those modern day equivalents are even called anymore, window and hamburger. What do you even call those buttons? I wish they were programmable. They're not, and I wish their positioning was a little bit better. But it's not like a deal breaker. And it's wired only, but that's like a known, it's like a known thing. But you know, even though it's micro USB, I never had any issues with connection. Like I'm not sponsored by them right now, right? But I can say that's good. Where is it? Where can I don't even know where my mouse is. Oh, there it is. This is it. These are what we got. UI scaler, not monster scaler. Calling select button hamburger? I mean, that's what it is, isn't it? But this thing here. Can I even see that? You see that hole? It really holds the micro USB in very well. I never had a disconnection problem. So that part is actually really, really well designed. Kaiser, hello. I think the issue, it's a really weird issue, is like, you can kind of see it, like the buttons are like allowed to rotate ever so slightly. And that messes with a spring or something. I haven't had a control that's ever allowed the buttons to like kind of like rotate like that. I think that's causing like a connection issue. Is there some gamer gunk on my controller? I mean, not too much. You know, I mean, no gamer goo, if that's what you're asking. Why, do you want to lick it clean? Wipe it down for me? I want to finish this challenge by the end of this month. I think it's going to happen. How copium is that? $100? Can I get it done in 100 hours? Maybe. Probably. Think of all the world records set on that bad boy? Yeah, I mean, you know, here's the thing. Like, I love... The controller is really good. It is really good. Like, I've got no complaints about it. The back buttons are great. I think I like them better than these PlayStation back paddles. I'll show these off in a second. Show you what I'm using now. My game room has great lighting. It's, I'm kind of outside, bro. Oh, I ate for the wrong thing. This is a mess. This is just a mess. Specs controls at gyro? It's so bright right now. Is he gonna come down to me? Just come down. Yeah, so I got the PlayStation controller with the back paddles because I wanted to try that out. It's okay. You know, because like I didn't have like 4 different buttons programmed anyways. But it's a little it's like bulky. It's kind of bulky, the attachment. In a way that definitely stands out. Like, it feels durable. And anything feels better than actually clicking L3 and R3. I hate that. There was a rumor early on that DualShocks and the new Xbox controllers were gonna contain paddles. And instead, Sony decided that like haptic triggers was like the future. A feature that routinely is given an option to disable. How's Gunlance in Rise? Really fun? From like a damage perspective? It's not the highest. It's no longsword. Yeah, for some reason these paddles work with DualShock 4. They do not work with DualSense 5. Makes sense out of that one. That attack comes out so quick. This light is so bright right now. Toby blinds me with his electric fur. Will we get a Volvion variant in Sunbreak? It would be the first one? Surprised I'm not getting annoyed by the sun. Wait, hold on. At what point did I say the words, I am not annoyed by the sun? What gave you that? What gave you that impression? I promise you. Trust me, I am very much annoyed by the sun. This sucks. That's interesting, but functionally, does it matter? Like from a gameplay perspective. I mean, the games, you know, most games you're playing are playing at 60 FPS. When did you ever need to have an 8,000 hertz response rate? No, this sucks ass, dude. Oh, this is awful. I didn't know where else to put it, Turnip. He was causing problems, man. Improve input lag by 20 milliseconds? So, what is it a frame? Frames like 16.6 at 60 FPS, something like that. Is that right? What's the default? Like what are normal controllers pulling at? I would imagine it's probably within 40 milliseconds. Oh shit. Oh, thank God for that punch. Default is 1,000 hertz. I'm like looking at that. What does that mean? How often is it sending signals to the console or the computer? At once every millisecond? $200 hertz. That doesn't sound right. My brain may not be processing this correctly. $250. You guys have to help me. Imagine. Okay, I know this is a stretch. Imagine I'm very dumb. Like really dumb. It's got nothing to do with impact modifier. Assuming I'm very dumb, how many times a second does it talk to the console? What does that translate into? I don't know what that means. I don't know what 100 hertz means. Might as well say like 100 flargles or something. Just make up a word. It doesn't do anything for me. 69. Okay, thank you. All right, that's a lot of times. Honestly, if it were 100 times a second, that would be plenty. Even 10 times a second would in theory be a reasonable amount. I would take 69. 69 times a second? That would be enough for me. 250 hertz is 4 milliseconds. So like in what, like, you're already able to input, in theory, 2 times per frame. Like press, release, twice already per frame. Like, can the buttons even actuate that quickly? I don't think so. Like, you can't even push a button that quickly. did some testing on this for turbo, but that was with using turbo. I didn't test it like, I don't think like just randomly mashing. Or if I did, I think the best I got was like 10. I was probably faster than that. Monova, hello. I'd have to go back and watch my video. I know my testing was flawed. You know the best part about everything is when I tested it on PC, not only was it correct, it was correct up to like 120 frames per second. Like, can you imagine like the little grin on my face when I found that out? How insane that is? Like insane, like completely insane. Like I should not be allowed to ever be that correct. Like, that's dangerous. A 120 frames a second. It's still 81 for the block. Crazy. Whatever. Hell save you guys. It's 2022. Do whatever the hell you want. Should have sharpened rather than hit him, but whatever. Yeah, with the speedrun being so long, it is actually kind of interesting to think what a Sunbreak speedrun might even look like. If you could even call it a speedrun, it's probably going to be like 20 hours. Maybe with dual blades, I could get the main game down to like 5.5 hours using the add-on stuff. So maybe it'd only be like 15 hours. I don't know. We have to play it again to find out for sure. Well, that was fast. Was that fast? I'm talking about from like a speed run. Appointment to get your hair braided Saturday? That sounds fun. Is hair braiding as expensive as hair cutting? When my wife gets her hair cut, it's always like ridiculously expensive. I don't know why that is. Like girl haircuts cost so much more than guy haircuts. Upstairs or downstairs? How much is the downstairs braiding? Ignore that I'm farming blast nuts. I just don't want to change them. I don't know, Chaos got the ball shavers. What are they? Ball Shave Club? It's a lot of hair. Do they charge based on the amount of hair? Something about that doesn't seem right to me. I feel like I'm being unfairly punished. Not the Ball Shave Club. That's got a name. Nobody tell me. Manscaped. Did the Dollar Shave Club go out of business? A minute saved. It's not. I look great. Is the sun gone yet? It's only on my 5 head. Could be worse. That does not look small. Um, 11 milliseconds is kind of long. So maybe the overclocking was worth it. Real Rock FM. Oh, these poor Roggies. So, what's the process of overclocking your controller, though? Like, what do you do? Do you have to open it up? Of course? I don't know. How many Topies today? Not too many. Not relatively less. How about the DualShock 4? How's the input lag on there? Yeah, I'm over Bluetooth right now. 4.9 seconds seems okay. I could live with that. Right behind the overclocked DualSense 5, I would assume. DualShock 4's controller choice for a lot of fighters. Interesting. I do like that the triggers are kind of shallow. I like shallow triggers. That's what I like about the Switch Pro controller. I know there's a lot of disrespect for the Switch Pro controller, but that is an advantage to me. Issue with wired on the DualShock is it's like, do you want to try and play with that micro USB plugged in? Like, that thing's just going to fall out. I had a run with Mitsu earlier. Mitsu doesn't even have elemental file. Don't jump down. Can you jump back up there? Well, one thing that I'm hoping for, Turnip, is with this controller, because I got the back paddles, I'm not going to be clicking L3 or R3. Allegedly, the L3 and R3 buttons are the biggest culprits for why controllers break. Oh, analogs start drifting. That function puts a lot of wear on the controller. It's not even a ton of damage, to be honest with you. Like, 27 is amazing. That was just a test. Totally. The amount of max files affects the file procs and heats. Nope. The only thing that affects your damage in Pizza Cutter mode is whether you have the shield buff up. Shield buff increases the damage. And then obviously if you have a file, reboot the file. Ramp up skills do I use for Rampage Greatsword? I can show you. What am I doing? Why am I sharpening? I'm supposed to drop a trap. How are you today, Soccer Mom of Doom? Come out, pizza files? It kind of? The, I think the Narga Greatsword ends up being a little bit better if you're using Dragonheart. Unless you've got a really good, talisman. Does crit affect it? The files don't, no. No, crit doesn't affect the files. There's a possibility that you could use another ramp up in terms of like attack surge or affinity surge and get slightly more damage out. Finished flag projecting on the side of my house. In fact, I do. It's arguable the affinity surge actually could be better here. But then I think it puts it very close to Nargacuga. What is Nargacuga ends up at 198? 188. The slot. Yeah, I don't know. I think you just end up YOLOing with your cat. Why not do a little testing? Because I have the math somewhere else and I don't really want to do it right now. What is Vikemail S? It's just there for the slots. If you want to turn off your brain, just use Nargacuga and that's fine. I can't imagine, though, that for most people, having a, you know, couple millisecond difference in Bluetooth polling rate is going to affect them. Like, even on a professional level, like maybe not a professional fighter level. Sticky has more brain power than Narga weapons plus Val armor. I didn't say that. If I said that, I misspoke. But even, I mean, really, like, we're talking about, like, speed runs, like, frame perfect inputs. And even then, I still have some level of doubt. You're probably not. Well, not big. Sometimes he comes charging right in. I should probably be wearing headphones because sometimes I look at him and I think he's gonna scream. Like a better Monster Hunter player than you did before you played Elden Ring? Thinking Elden Ring taught you better habits? This is bad that you're allowed to latch onto the tail. Sometimes you look at me and think I'm gonna scream? How often do I scream at you? Not often. Like never. That's a lot of damage. Like now. Hey, losers. A lot of goblin noises. If I could do another Dungeons and Dragons stream, would that be a good thing? If there was another charity stream opportunity. People want to return to Brambleblat. I still don't think I'm going to be very good at the combat, guys. But apparently we're supposed to be good at combat. So I might have one of you make my character sheet so I'm good at grappling things. And not just like punching at things limply. I did one. A leather rocket? Like a leather jacket? I used to have a leather jacket. I don't know if I still have it. You guys want me to check? No, here's the crazy thing. I knew what you meant. Even though you said leather rocket. I'll be right back. I'll check. I don't know if I have it. There's only 2 places I know where it is.
No.
Oh, yeah. Please don't call me a leather daddy. I got this jacket in high school. I don't want to talk about how old that makes it. 10 years old. Yeah, a decade ago, yep. He might be a little small. It is a little bit, I mean, it is Wednesday night. This is the time that Big Daddy Chill Shroom would stream. This is the new look, turn up. This is what we're going for in 2022. I was really hoping on that flinch there. He's probably very close to a KO. This might be out. Oh. I didn't end up eating that max potion. I love the way this greatsword looks. I also love that it's like technically usable. I just stare so intently at the side of the screen when capturing begins. Now I'm just wearing the jacket. I don't have the glasses anymore. I look Canadian because I have a jacket on? It's not cold up there anymore, is it? It snowed on Monday. Well, you know what? I was wrong. It is cold. If it's snowing, it's cold. Rich streamer showing off his fancy outside streaming setup. What, do you not have one? Everyone's got one of these now. Freedom Saints, hello. Kind of small? I have a deck for a hot tub, I just don't actually have the hot tub. You need 3 Greek alphabets to represent the G rank that Arc, Sigma, Psi, and Omega. Well, there's Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, Lambda. Got a bunch already. Lambda, Epsilon, Lambda. Lel. You could be like the Reddit fraternity. Oh, that's awful. Don't do that. Sigma? Sigma is a Greek letter. First 3 are low and high rank. Well, Alpha and Beta should be like Alpha rank, Beta rank, Gamma rank. Don't do Omicron because right now it's like it's just like coronavirus. Oh, he wants anything to do with Omicron. Zeus in Greek is Deus, but that's not a letter though, right? For armor sets? Well, so Alpha and Beta are already taken. So just do Gamma and Delta. I think America wants everything to do with it. Let's be fair. United States of America. There's plenty of America. Well, I don't know. I think Mexico's kind of into getting it. Canada's been. Please be. Oh. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is getting dropped early. Somebody said it was going to coincide with like a release of Digimon. Baby? We did it. I think there are Digimon games, right? This makes me extremely happy. What do I work on next? Have to be careful about Volodon. His quests, I think, are a trap. Shattered armor. He's actually got some really bad quests. Yeah, he's got some really bad quests. Save Kulu for last. What do you got against Kulu, man? Eat rice? Rice is very tasty, but it also has a lot of calories. I think we're gonna do hone your heavy bowgun. My favorite thing to say to my friend who is on Twitter too much is just touch grass. That's been very fun for me to say to him. I know it's getting to be like kind of an old meme at this point, but it's like still true. I mean, I'm one to talk, but whatever. Oh, this is in the arena. You want bunny steak? Well done. Well, you can challenge me in a speed run, and if you win, I'll cook you anything you want. How does that feel? It's only a meme for younger people. I respect the Zoomers, alright? That's more that you'll ever get. This one looks large and not small. I don't know, where do you even hit Bizarios? That'll slug run? Beat one of my Matsuno runs and I'll run any game you want. I gotta have some real stinker runs out there too. There's gotta be some that are free. My base world heavy bowgun run? That was not good. I don't know if, did I ever complete one? I guess I probably completed one. But I distinctly remember one dying at Valhazak and being like traumatized. I think I ran that one back. This quest is kind of hell. I'm Gen Z, but mentally I'm a millennial? What does that even mean? Like, what is a millennial mindset? What is that even supposed to be relative to Gen Z? Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what the stereotypes are supposed to be. I know what a boomer, I know what like a real boomer is. Favorite Adult Swim show? Space Ghost Coast to Coast. There's an episode, if you can help me out, if you could remember it. It was around 9/11. This is a terrible thing to say. I don't know what episode it is. There was an episode of Space Ghost Coast to Coast where, like, they're freaking out, like they're on drugs, like there's a gas leak or something like that. And at one point, Space Ghost tells the little mantis guy, what was his name? Zoltaire or something like that? Zordon? I don't know. He tells him he's gonna eat his face. He's like in the vents. He's like, I'm gonna eat your face. You remember what episode that is? Because like I was trying to look at it the other day and I couldn't find it. And I was going through a lot of episodes. I think it was called Tribute, but I couldn't find it. So please tell me. There's like what, almost 200 people. One of you knows what I'm talking about, right? I'm not expecting all of you, obviously. It wasn't a very popular show. What was the episode? Can you help me find it? Like, I'd be really grateful. I really want to watch it. I don't think it was banned, but like then again, you do have a character telling another character that they wanted to eat their face. They were gonna. It was like I'm gonna bite your face. It was something like that. Nowadays, that would be like probably like kind of normal humor, but back then it was a little edgy. I still don't understand what it means. I am a Gen Z, but I identify with being a millennial. Hey, you identify with boomers thinking that all you want to do is eat avocado toast? Is that what you identify with? That is all just a dream. Bat Mantis and Curses. Flip mode became this sometime after a gas leak. So the title is All Just a Dream? I'm gonna look it up. I've got HBO now, guys. How about that Netflix crapping its pants? No, I think you got it. I think you got it exactly right. How much I like HBO? A whole lot better than I like Netflix. Netflix sucks balls. They've got like actually good movies on there that you might want to watch, and the series are all generally very good. They don't have as many, but like generally they're good quality. And you know what the funny thing, like the ironic thing, is like that used to be Netflix. Netflix used to be like, oh wow, they released a new thing, you know? Yeah, it's gonna be good. You know, Orange is the New Black or whatever, like that sort of thing. Like people like, oh, it's gonna be good. But I don't know when that stopped, but it did. It's definitely stopped. Flag means death. Is that an anime? Flip mode. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look it up. I wish I could watch that stuff on stream without like getting sued into oblivion. Because I'd love to re-experience watching that with you guys. Maybe someday. don't think I got nothing. Nothing? Whole lot of nothing. I mean, that's to be expected. Be a hard fight. It's interesting that Rise Bizarus is the first good Bizarus since the series' inception. I thought he was okay in Monster Hunter 1. Maybe even Freedom. You know, relative to the rest of the roster. How many lag apples do you have? I've been doing a very good job staying on grabbing them, to be honest with you. Maybe the YouTube stream. I found out the other day that DSP got his Twitch partnership removed because of his YouTube streams. So now I'm like a little worried about that. But then again, Twitch maybe was just looking to remove him as a partner. So... Who's to say? I've commonly said Twitch punishes the people that need the punishing. Well, I mean, you know, I can't speak to the partner agreement, but it's not really a secret in terms of them wanting streamers to be exclusive, so. What'd you miss? You missed Volvodon and Bizarios. And we were talking about eating someone's face. Yeah. We did that. Ruby Bizarios was interesting. How far from all crowns? Probably like 100 hours away. Give or take. Like that jacket? Let's see it. I want you, in your mind, to imagine what the lining of this jacket looks like. What do you think it looks like? What do you think the inside color is? Black. Yes. Orange. like a vibrant orange or blue. Black, maybe. Haven't seen it yet. It's made of cow intestine. I think it's skin. I don't think it's the intestines. Oh yeah, of course I like sea level. But when pressed for my favorite, it's gonna be Space Ghost. It used to be brighter, but it's kind of old. It used to be a really bright gold, but it's faded a little with time. Work on an assignment. Good luck. It's not cow intestines? That's tripe, I believe. A food. Kind of a smaller Bizarios. Space Coast's my favorite because I grew up with the original. It's my ass, alright, buddy? I mean, if we're talking about Adult Swim, I mean, Cowboy Bebop was on there as well. That was pretty good. A Kooples jacket? Is that like a brand I should know about? What's a Kooples? How dare you? What's he doing? Pretty much turn up, yeah. What is Cowboy Bebop about? There's like a overall storyline, but actually it's designed so that you can kind of pick up and watch an episode without really necessarily needing to know earlier context. It's about a group of space bounty hunters. Like a little bit of an ensemble cast. I would say probably C-Lab is more timeless than Space Ghost. Space Ghost had a lot of interviews with what would have been celebrities in the early 2000s. And so probably, I mean, I can imagine, not particularly relevant in the modern era, but very good for the time. An interesting video on Cowboy Bebop the other day where somebody, I think it was H2 Bomber Guy, was discussing Ruby and how there was a scene in the beginning of Ruby that was pretty clearly trying to be like Cowboy Bebop, but kind of like missed the point. It was very interesting seeing him break it down. But most of the celebrities they had on Cowboy or on Space Ghost weren't necessarily the celebrities that are gonna like super annoy you. It's just them being like really silly and or confused. Like Weird Al would be good. Celebrity death. Is this turning into like Boomer Channel? Real Rock FM. How are you not dead yet? Imagine how good earplugs would be on him. Or actually like, you know, landing near him. No, Space Ghost would not be into NFTs. I don't think so. I hope so. I hope not. Both hosts were kind of dumb. He wouldn't understand them. It was Space Ghost, Moltar, and Zorak. That was it. Now I'm too much of a boomer. Alright guys, real short stream today. I'm so sorry. It was only like 2.5 hours, but I had men in my hole all day. Trying to do a long stream tomorrow. I'm going to have one more guy coming to look at my roof, but I think I'm just going to get started early. I'm not going to let hole men ruin my stream. All right. I love you. Have a good night, everyone. I didn't share. I'm sorry. All right. I love you. Goodbye. Have a good night.